G'day guys, welcome to another live stream. So sorry about that. Something really odd has just happened to my Google account. So uh, as soon as I start typing in old Carl Rittenhouse, it shut down. Everything shut down, and I had to reset up and put new passwords in, and even live stream shut down. So I don't know what the hell is going on there. And I've lost all the bookmarks and all the information I had tonight on tonight's topics. I'll try and find them again while we are talking. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us tonight. And tonight Jason's not here. He's off duck shooting. So I talked to him yesterday and he did catch a few ducks. I think he got about 20, I think, between them all yesterday. So which was good to hear. So I hope everyone's had a really good week. And hopefully you went out shooting and had a lot of fun because the weather is starting to get a bit better now, especially where I am. So get some questions in, and I'll answer a few of your questions before we hook into tonight's topic. I've got a couple of things to talk about, and we've got our first super chat from Mr. Lockie. Lockie McFarlane, thank you very much for the donation. I really do appreciate it. And did see someone here talk about the drone. I had a bit of an incident yesterday while I was filming here on another episode on building the shed and the new gun shop, which if you haven't subscribed, make sure you get over to Building Stuff Australia. The links are in the description down below and subscribe to that channel. And my drone had a full meltdown and went racing off. And I actually found some of the footage here. I managed to took about an hour to finally get it out of the tree, but I will try and bring this up. Hopefully this will all work for me and you can have a look at what actually happened. Here we go. So that's the tank arriving. I won't show too much because they'll be coming in the video. That's where it ended up. I'll just try and find where it was. Oh, there we go. And just started filming, and then I don't know why, all of a sudden it just went nuts, and there she goes. Ended up in all these trees and got stuck there for about an hour, and it was up about 20 meters, and I used probably half a dozen broomsticks taped together to get it out. So thanks for all the messages, guys. The drone did actually survive, which was yeah, big relief because I don't want to go through another one. I've already gone through one drone in the last year. And thank you so much to our friend Chris Miller down in Victoria. Shed Fund for Azza. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that. So get your questions in, guys. I'll ask a few questions before we get into the first subject for tonight. So we'll go, I don't know if we'll go the full hour and a half because last time I did a live stream by myself, I pretty much lost my voice within the hour continuously talking because it takes a lot trying to sort this out and do everything and try and find questions and then just keep talking for an hour. And yeah, I pretty much lost my voice. And now thank you to Matt from Outdoor Adventures. And Harp, Shootings Australia was drunk droning. Nope, I certainly wasn't. That happened in the afternoon, like about lunchtime. So I don't normally day drink. So no, I was not drinking. When that happened, it had a mind of its own and just took straight off. Okay, and our friend Epic Flyer, thank you so much. Your drone must have got the vaccination, yeah, and got the hell out of there and had a big meltdown. That's for sure. Yep. It's actually held together by plumber's tape right now because I've broken a few things off it and gone through a couple of sets of blades in the last few months. Okay, so front towards enemy. First troll already here. So who is it? I'll try and find them. There is hundreds of messages here. We'll have a look at this troll. So please get down in the comments and tell me who the first troll is. Um, okay, here we go. Billy D. So let's say someone breaks in and is armed, but not with a firearm. Has happened. I believe it still be charged with manslaughter if I were to access my firearm in that circumstances. Yeah, here in Australia, they have that eye for an eye sort of thing. If it's one of the dumbest laws in history, apart from every gun law we have here in Australia, is if someone breaks into your house and they have a small pocket knife, if you have a bigger kitchen knife you manage to get to try and save your life, you will probably get done because it wasn't equal force. So it must be equal sort of force. If you shoot someone who is beating the living crap out of you and say for somehow you manage to get your firearm, you will be done for it. So it does happen. I've seen things happen. I've read all about it. So, yep. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, the first thing you got to do if you get a home invasion is try and get the hell out of your house and get away from it, because no matter what way you look at it, you're probably going to be the criminal. So it's one of the only countries in the world where the victim becomes the criminal, which is absolutely backwards. And so, yeah, so you got to be so careful, guys. Yeah, when someone gets out of your house, I've heard of people and they get to the police interview them and they're the victim. And first thing they said is, why didn't you try and escape? Why did you stand your ground and defend yourself and your property? Why didn't you run out the door or jump through the window and that? And that's what these guys are telling the victim. Why did you stand your ground and try and defend yourself and defend your property? Which is one of the dumbest questions you could ever think of. But that's just the way it goes here in Australia, unfortunately. Our friend JR, hey mate, I brought the new DJI Air 2. Great drone. Sweet. Yeah, mine's the DJI Air number one. And yeah, I've bought that years ago. Yeah, they are great drones. They definitely are. So yeah, that's probably one of the only things that China actually makes well is these drones. They're the biggest drone company there is. Um, okay, who else do we have here? Still waiting on that troll. Um, Whoever he is, front towards enemy. Um, just tell us who he was, and we'll have a look. Matt Cato, our good friend Matt, avid hunter himself. Do you hunt much these days? No, I haven't been hunting for a while. As you know, if you've seen the other channel, how busy I am, been building the shed. That's taken me a year. I go out to the property just down the road here occasionally and look for dogs, and you can hear them following in the nearby valleys, but just haven't managed to get anything yet. They just haven't come in close enough. But last time I went hunting was with a mate's mate, and all his friends. So I didn't really know anyone apart from my mate, and it was a bit of fun. And yeah, we went out and we got, what was it, 400 in between. We broke off into different groups, and me and my mate, we ended up getting 450 pests over the weekend and 2 days, 2 nights. So it was a lot of fun. It was good. But yeah, I love my hunting. Yeah, looking forward to getting out. I'm not much of one of these deer hunters who I don't have the patience to go out and just walk for hours and hours waiting, trying to find something. I just like to drive along, turn a spotlight on, see something there, shoot it, move along, see another thing, shoot it, and that's pretty much it for me. I'm not one to stalk through the forest for hours on end. I don't have the attention span, and it just bores me to tears. I just can't do it. Yeah, and stalking and all that. It's just not me. It's just, yeah, I'm way too busy to worry about doing all that. I just like to just hook in and get things done. It's how I'm when we do everything in life. Just got to make things happen instantly and just hook into it. If I go to a property and it's within a couple of hours or an hour of being on the property, if I'm not haven't got my gun out, blinking away and shooting, to me, I'm wasting my time uh, because I don't have to drive for 5, 6 hours to go to a property to shoot a gun. I can drive 5 minutes down the road, and I'm on 1,000 acres and start plinking and shooting and stuff. So if I go, like I've been on hunting trips and the guys just want to shoot at night only for a few hours and stalk, and I spend the whole weekend just bored out of my brain. So I might as well not even have gone, because I could have just stayed at home and slept in my own bed and gone shooting anyway, just down the road. Uh, uh, Sterren, my understanding is the term reasonable force. Yes, it is. It is what they call it, reasonable force. And unfortunately, it's got to be an equal force. Like, it really, it's the self-defense laws here are a bit sort of backwards. You see all these billboards and they ram it down your throat continuously on. You've got to. One punch and all that sort of stuff will kill you and all that sort of thing. So when so if you can't even have a weapon, or not even a weapon, it's something to defend yourself, a stick or anything in your home, and yet they tell you one punch can kill. So to me, that no matter what, your life's in danger, because apparently one punch will kill you, and you can't have anything to defend yourself. And yeah, if you feel threatened, you're meant to have the right to defend your life and defend yourself. So it's all a bit backwards. Basically, they just don't want you doing that yeah, at all. The police don't like the idea of you defending yourself at all. I don't know if it's because it creates more work for them or what. I don't know. It's just become a total nanny state and nanny country, unfortunately. Uh, Ben, must use equal force, can't escalate. If they retreat, you have to let them. So yep, so basically you got to allow them to come in, assault you, and if you can get the upper hand, and they start moving away, you can't contain them. And I've actually been told that before by a police officer I did a job for. Um, plastering his house, and he said, "Yep, if you catch a burglar in your house and you restrain him till we get there, we will charge you for deprivation of liberty." And that's exactly what he said. Said you will be charged as well for keeping him in your house and not letting him go, which is it just absolutely beggars belief. That is, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Bushranger, I recommend talking to the lawyer in your state and doing your Cert 2 in security. I don't know about doing a Cert 2 in security, because if you're not going to go do it for a job, it's just more money. But yeah, and if anything ever happens, dude, don't talk to the police. Just get a lawyer and talk through your lawyer, because they will trip you up in their wording. Be very careful what you say. What you think might be innocent may not, they may twist it around. So be very careful what you say if you ever unfortunately get into one of these horrible positions. Okay, the comments are coming in thick and strong tonight. Yeah, geez, you're right. Tonight we are getting a few thumbs down, 12 thumbs down already. Well, there's a lot of miserable people out there. These trolls, yeah, these trolls would probably get upset that I have banned them. And here we go, front towards enemy. The first troll is Tiger PJM. I haven't seen him on here, but hopefully we'll see one of his comments. I assume it's all the way up the top. So we'll keep an eye out for that. And here we go, Jack Daniels. If you defend yourself at home and the traitor dies, you will be charged unless you prove it was life or death. Exactly. You just got to look at the case of Don Brook, I think his name was. It's a very interesting story here down in Sydney. Poor guy, an elderly guy. Long story short, caught a guy in his home. I hope I get the facts right here. Caught a young guy in his house, like on a Saturday afternoon. The guy came towards him with something, and he didn't know what it was. So he managed just to grab I think it was just a knife off the kitchen bench, and he stabbed him. The guy came at him again, and he just stuck it out, and then basically ran into the knife right into his chest, and the guy was bleeding everywhere. Walked out, and and this guy Don tried to stop him and say, "Look, I'm going to call an ambulance. That you're injured." And the guy was just saying, "I'm going to come back and effing kill you. I'm going to kill you." He kept saying that to him, and he just slowly walked out, hopped in a car, and he was arrested for they found the body on the side of the street a few hours later, and while he was still in lockup, and they were going to do him for manslaughter. Poor old guy just defending himself against a young thug, and they actually found the car, and they found a taser under the seat, and they reckon that was the only thing that saved him, was because they had the taser underneath the seat. And the they caught the getaway driver and said, "Yeah, we just robbed homes," and it was like the fifth home of the day that we had burgled, and it all went sideways. And he pushed his mate out the car because he was dead in the passenger seat. I think the getaway driver got a few years as well in jail, but they left him in limbo for a couple of years, a year or two, and yeah, and finally he just got a letter from the coroner's office and said all charges have been dropped, won't go any further. But he said it was absolutely ruined his life. Which it should have never have come to that in the first place. Okay, so many questions. Hard to pick out which ones to read. You guys are awesome. Oh, here we go. Here's old Type. Let's see what he says. It's a lie to say you can't defend yourself. You can use reasonable force in every jurisdiction. Yeah. Well, elaborate on that, because I've talked to people who've used force and they've been in home evasions and they have been done for it. So I'm sorry, Tiger Bum. It's not a lie. It's just the facts. So we'll get rid of him. Gone. First troll gone. Okay. So here's something very interesting. You've heard Jason me talk about this, and this is Bob, or as we say here, let's go Bob. Bob Catter. So we'll bring this up. He has making noises again. 50 years in Parliament, pretty much he's been in, and I don't know what he's ever really seen anything that he's achieved for shooters. Now he's going on again. I want puppet land hunting in Queensland. Join the Katamari Party. Give him money for the election. More election promises, which I'm sure won't come to anything, like all these politicians. So Bob is making noises about that. But yeah, I'd like to see what he's actually achieved. Got something back. I never see him going, let's get some orders back. I'm going to do something in Parliament. Nothing. I'm sorry. I just never really seen anything. So, yep, he's making more noises. I would never join his party or anything like that at all. I would not go anywhere near him, especially after what he did to Fraser Anning, by just getting rid of him out of the party. Basically, he didn't know. Yeah, you can look out what happened to Fraser Anning and the Katter Party. It wasn't good at all. Um, so yeah, that's a little bit of stuff that happened today. And okay, Colin Penfold. You can perform a citizen's arrest legally here in Australia. Yeah, but how do you do that? And are you going to get done for detaining someone? That's the thing. That's not what they like. It's just, yeah, ridiculous. I'd like to see that happen in a home invasion. You look at that young kid who contained, who got the snot kicked out of him. Some druggo guys bashed into his house trying to get hold of this girl. She ran away, and he let her inside his house. And he was only a teenager, I think. And he turned the lights out. They came in the house. They started beating him up, and he got a kitchen knife because it's in the kitchen, and he blindly slashed in the dark, from what I believe, and he ended up killing one of them and really hurting the other one badly. And they were going to do him for basically murder. But in the end, he got let off everything. But that's just what it's like. It's not good at all. Okay. We've got a couple of super chats I'll have to find. Geez, so many questions. You guys are going really well. Okay, here's National Shooting Council. This is what he said. Can't wait until we wade into American politics with imported, dim-backed American partisanship and talk about murders. Yeehaw! Well, uh, he won't be hearing it because he's no longer with us in this live stream. So he's gone. Yeah, just another idiot. And talking about the National Shooting Council, we would like to thank them for being the sponsor of this show. It's very kind of them. They are your genuine reason for a long arm rifle here in Australia, in Victoria, New South Wales, and Queensland. So if you uh, are sick of your organisations and you want to upgrade to someone, what I reckon is a lot better, and you can actually see some results that they're getting, they have gotten a few overturned gun bans, especially in WA. Join them. You can see where your membership money goes, and they are your genuine reason for owning a firearm. So, which is really good. And you get on their site and you can get the merch that they have. And we are having a bit of a contest. I'm still waiting for the first person to send us a photo of them wearing their NSC merch out of front of their rifle or pistol club. And we'll stick you in the contest. Geez, a lot of questions. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much, Robert. Good evening for the 7.99 donation, and Bush Ranger. Hey, Aaron, I suppose I couldn't insert a cheeky plug for my fundraiser, could I? If not, yeah, go for it. No, I don't mind at all. Yeah, thank you for asking. Since you're polite and asked, not a problem. Um, yeah, definitely do it. Yeah, if I say it, I'll read it out for you. Taking out the trash. Yes, we did. He is gone. Another one. So there's probably another thumbs down, dislike as well. So tell us, guys. Have you guys been out shooting this week? Now the weather is warming up, and it is, well, especially here in Queensland, it's stopped raining all the bloody time. And what did you shoot, and where did you go? Okay, Jack Daniels. Under no circumstances should do a citizen's arrest. I don't really know how all that works, a citizen's arrest, so I'm not going to really talk about it. But yeah, to me, it's just containing someone pretty much, and hopefully you get a good cop that's not going to do you for detaining a criminal. They probably don't like it because you're doing their job for them, I dare say. Um, okay, who do we have here? Okay, Jason, you'll have to get the crim to sign a consent form so you can take the grub out and then get it approved by the government. That's how pathetic things will get. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And the day of woke, this day of wokeness, that is pretty much the way it goes, unfortunately. So, is our friend Matt doing a great job on your own, mate. Thank you very much. Yeah, just trying to find all this all these questions. There's so many of them. It's awesome. Thank you very much, Matt. Um, okay. Yeah, this doesn't surprise me at all. Probing. You must ask the criminal, "Are you okay?" and find out what the real problem is. Yeah, you probably have to give him counselling. Then maybe you'll get away with it. Um, Thank you very much, ZY. Oh, ZZY. Fro Bros. Thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate that. Uh, Billy D. Ruger American. Yeah, I've shot them. They're not too bad. They're a good entry rifle. They seem to work. I shot the 223 that takes the AR magazines. So yeah, I thought it was quite accurate. It did the job. It wasn't too bad. I actually, um, talking to OSA this week, and they do have an awesome new rifle. They've asked me to show you guys, so that will be coming up soon. It's fully carbon fiber, and it won't bust a bank, and it's actually made in New Zealand. So hopefully we'll be getting that before Christmas, and I'll be able to take it out for a shoot and show you guys it actually performing, which will be good. And they've got a few new knives and everything that hopefully I'll be able to show you here on the live stream. Okay. Here we go. Bush Ranger. Hey fellas, a while ago I mentioned starting a monastery that focuses on shooting and firearms. I'm now trying to get that started, but I'll need financial support, and willing to help, let me know. Yep. So guys, if you want to help him out, get down, go find him, and in the comments, and send him a message and help him out. If you have a website or anything, just tell us and I'll put it up. Okay, Jack Daniels, I've been at the Eaton range outside Mackay shooting 9mm pistols. Yeah, 9mm is probably my favourite sort of pistol because it's cheap enough to feed, and you can have a good day out on the 9mm. And the guns, well, I wouldn't like to say reasonable prices because nothing is reasonable in this country for pricing, but they like a average Glock that you pay a few $100 for in America, you're paying about 12 to 1300 here for them. So basically the markups, there's too many hands in the pies, I reckon, here in Australia. Too many hands in the pies when it comes to firearms. It goes through, everyone wants their little cut of the money, which is a bit of a shame. Which is a real shame because it just costs so much. Okay. Okay, yep, we'll do. I was just thinking of that. We will do a roll call. So I'll go up nearer to the top as far as I can go, and I'll call out a few of the names. This is normally Jason's thing. So we got good evening to all you guys here. So we got Billy D, Fox 860, Epic Flyer, Farm Dave, Bushranger Brotherhood of Australia, Christo Z, Front Towards Enemy, Matt Outdoors, ARTO 540, Mr. Wonderful Tech Support, our man's back again from India, and Ben Taz, Aaron Johnson, JR, who else? Jack Daniels, Matthew Dennis, Harps 666, Karen 1999, Ecstatic Pessimist. Who else? A lot of you guys, Mr. Wonderful, we said Matt Cato, Stera 93, TC Fan 25, Oz Lander Info, Neil H, Jeff H. So many of you talking amongst yourselves. Phantom HD. Jason does this a lot better. He just rattles them off. John Inwi, INWI. Rob's World Working, Probing. Phil Walter. Bagel Operator, like that name. Archie Kaboom. Oi. And Fox 860, I think we've called him out. Griffo 117, Salty Skipper. Who else? Tom Luck, Sterren 93. I probably repeated myself a few times. And Cine Studios. So that's pretty much everyone I can see without trying to double up. Robert Brown. Blunt Machete. I like that name. That's not bad. And I think all you guys are just doubling up and talking. Excuse me, talking amongst yourself. So we will hook into tonight's topic because I'm starting to lose my voice now already, unfortunately. So I'll go for as long as I can. So, um, old Carl Rittenhouse has gone to the jury's out, and apparently there is two jurors who are holding everything up. So it may be tomorrow that we will find out what has happened in the court case. So it's I think he'll get off. He should get off, but unfortunately, I hope it is not a court of public opinion because they have brought 500 National Guardsmen to Kenosha because they're expecting riots if he gets off. So everything was looking Carl Rittenhouse's way, absolutely everything. And he he oh, what is it? He hang on, let's bring this up here. Yeah, and the judge even looked like he was on his side, which was really good. Like he was getting up the defense about a few things. We all saw what the defense did about with the AR-15, finger on the trigger and pointing it at the jury, which was it's all over the internet. That is, so you can find that. Everyone's made a meme on it, and absolutely unbelievable for what they did. So they are out right now, the jury, and so hopefully we'll know tomorrow whether he gets off. One of the weapons charges was dropped, and he's up like for 5 felony charges, which are the big thing. So hopefully he does get off on all of that. But I dare say they might try and find him guilty on at least one, and he might do some time. But I guess that all comes down to the judge what he will get, and yeah, which I hope he yeah, I really hope that he just goes home tomorrow back to his family. Remember, he's only a kid. He was 17 when this happened, and so he's just a kid. He's only 18 now. So let's really hope he gets off, which will be great, and we'll know in I guess within 24 hours. So thank you, Fro Bros. Here's towards getting a lawyer so you can stop lying to your viewers about self-defense laws. Oh, okay, we got another troll. Okay, well, thank you for that. And yeah, and fuck you. See you later. I'll take your money and calling me a liar, you can leave. Thank you very much. And thanks for your $5 and hope you don't come back. Uh, yeah, so the victims and the victims who he shot. Um, oh, Billy D, don't kick him. Too bad. I'm not going to be called a liar on my own show. Anyway, uh, the victims that he shot, the mainstream media were trying to portray them as a absolute, like they were good old family men. I wish I could. I'll try and bring up again. We're going to, whatever the verdict is, Jason and me said we're going to try and do a show. So I'll find all this information again. As I said, as soon as I brought this up and I was getting ready for tonight this afternoon, my whole Google stuff just shut down and I had to re-sign in. I've lost all my bookmarks. I had about 10 pages to read from and show you. The stuff was phenomenal about these three dirtbags. I found the rap sheets, all the criminal histories. It was unbelievable. So here we have this. Uh, Anthony Hubber. He was done for assault and battery, domestic abuse, false imprisonment, illegal weapon. So he was the second guy that was shot. He was the guy that was, pretty sure, was the guy that was gonna try and kill him with the skateboard, and he was shot when he was coming to smash him again with the skateboard. So a wife beater gone. Who gives a shit? No one really cares. Then we have this guy here, Joseph. Now, this guy is the biggest piece of work. He's a convicted pedophile. His, I actually did find his sheet on, is the sex registry. No, he's got to register as a sex offender in his neighborhood, in his state. Found that, and he was the first one that copped it. He came. The second guy, this Anthony guy, actually went to grab his gun as well. when he did that, that's when he got shot. This guy basically got right out of counselling or something for pedophilia and went straight to the riots, and he was threatening to kill people at the riots. And good old Carl Rittenhouse took care of a pedophile. He actually, what I read, he molested 11 children and raped a little boy. So once again, pedophile dead. Who cares? Nothing. No one's going to miss him. And here we go, Gage Grosskreutz. This is the dirtbag that survived, and he actually, pretty much handed it to Carl uh, in the court proceedings. He said that he drew his pistol first. He was carrying an illegal concealed carry gun because his permit had expired, and I don't know how he got it because he had his arrest sheet was pages and pages long. I found it was all burglary, assaults, all that sort of stuff, masses of them, time and time again, drunken and disorderly. And a couple of days before the riots, he was actually filming and photographing all the local police, the police officers in their car park, filming their personal cars and taking notes of the license plates. That's who this guy was. He was done for that as well, and just masses of burglary and all that sort of stuff. Just heaps of them. It was like 20 burglary charges, and then there was a weapons charge on top of all that. That he should have been done that night for having an illegal weapon on him, but they never did him for it. So maybe they thought, oh, well, almost losing his arm by being shot was pretty much all that he, big enough sentence for him. So that was that guy. But this guy here, what an absolute piece of work he was. It was unbelievable. The guy was a pure animal. So it's fantastic that Kyle took care of him. And one less pedophile. Children are going to be safe from this guy, which is fantastic. I've got no remorse against him at all. I guess not. If you do, you're just sick, if you ask me. Yep. Everyone's saying about we got shot in the arm. Yeah, they definitely did a number on his arm. You saw the photos. You can find the uncensored photos. Yeah, it's definitely one hell of a mess he made of his arm. I don't know how he's working his arm today, but who really cares? He gets his burglary days are now over, and he definitely he was in court, and even the prosecutor had his hand in the head in his hands, just shaking his head, thinking, "My God, why did he say this?" He's handed it over. He's let this pretty much let Carl Rittenhouse walk free. It was unbelievable. So you can see all this on YouTube. People have been posting each day the court proceedings. So it well, here we go. So it's all up on there. Phantom. He didn't have a concealed weapons ticket. No, he had one, but it was expired. I read in one of the police reports it was expired. They said so. He wasn't even meant to have a handgun on him. So, especially being a felon, I'm sure he wasn't meant to have a gun anyway. So, once you become a felon, I think it's in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you been in prison for more than a year, you can no longer have any form of access or even be in a house with firearms. So so it's yeah. So that I don't know how I just don't know why they didn't charge him for it. So we got this here. These are the list of charges. I don't know if you can hear that. I started playing a video. Okay. There is, here we go. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to do everything myself. List of charges. The first count, first degree reckless homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. This felony charge is connected to the death of Joseph pedophile Rittenhouse. The first man, Rittenhouse, shot. Remember, this is NBC News, so it is going to be pretty biased to the pedophiles and against Carl Rittenhouse. But this is the one that actually did lay out, well, I could find that, did lay out the actual charges. This felony charge is connected to the pedophile, the first man Rittenhouse shot. Bystander video shows pedophile chasing Rittenhouse, well, like he does, like they do, they prey on children, through a parking lot and throwing a plastic bag at him. Rittenhouse flees behind a car and Roddenham follows. I'm pretty sure Roddenham also tried to take his gun. This is the guy that was threatening to murder people and kill people, and there was actually video footage of him confronting people as well, minding their own business. He was confronting them. Video introduced at the trial showed Rittenhouse whirling around and firing at Roddenham. Chased him. Richie Guinness, a reporter who was trailing Rittenhouse, testified that Roddenham lunged for Rittenhouse's gun. So he actually went for the gun and he was shot. If that's not self defense, I don't know what is. So he was trying to get the gun off him, and no doubt from what the video footage of him threatening people, you can see that, yeah, he was probably would have, if he got that gun, I think it would have ended up pretty bad for Carl Rittenhouse. Reckless homicide differs from intentional homicide, in which prosecutors aren't alleging Rittenhouse intended to murder him. Yep, exactly what it is. Count first degree reckless endangerment, safety of a dangerous weapon. I'm pretty sure that one got thrown out. I think maybe. No, he was. The thing was thrown out was about the actual gun. They're saying he wasn't allowed to have it. This felony charge is connected to Rittenhouse shooting. McGuinness told investigators he was in the line of fire. Yeah, so basically saying putting everyone else at danger. Count 3, first degree reckless endangerment, safety. Video shows unknown man leaping at Rittenhouse and trying to kick him seconds before Anthony Hubner moved his skateboard towards him. So that was the guy that Hubner, which is the fourth count down here. This charge is in Hubner's death. First degree intentional homicide. So I'd say now it's intentional. He went out of his way to do this, by the sounds of it. I'm no lawyer. I'm just reading what this is. The charge is in Hubner's death. Video shows Rittenhouse running down the street and shooting Roddenham. When he falls to the street, Hubner leaps at him and swings a skateboard at his head and neck and tries to grab Rittenhouse's gun before Rittenhouse fires. So there we go again. He was going for the gun and swinging a blunt object at him. So that is obviously self-defense in my book, so I reckon it is. Attempted first degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon. This is a charge at Rittenhouse shooting Gage Grossman, that's the burglar, in the arm seconds after he shot Hubner. And Gross and Kurtz, or whatever his name is, the burglar, came towards him holding a pistol. Well, he's got a pistol, and he actually said he drew his gun first and pointed at him. Now, there was a thing I just saw on and the last one, sorry, before I go into that, this is the possession of a dangerous weapon of a person under 18. They were talking about the length of the barrel. It turned out that it was all good, and that was dropped. And failure to comply with emergency order for local government, I think that was dropped as well. So it was only 5. So what was I saying? Yeah, I've totally forgot what I was going to say. Sorry, guys, I was wrapped up in this. Yeah, so that's the charges that are brought up on him. So everything there, I do think is self-defense. That's for sure, by the looks of it. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments. Now, it came out only a couple of hours ago. I watched a video on it. The FBI put together a surveillance video they had, like a thermal thing, I think, and the FBI got the footage and compressed it so it was really pixelated, and they couldn't really tell what was going on too well. Well, they kept it from the actual trial. They had the HD high definition version, and it's clear that Rittenhouse did not point first person to point the gun at someone. I think it was the Grossman. I think it was showing him drawing his weapon at Rittenhouse first. And the FBI actually kept that high definition footage and didn't allow it to be released, showed the pixelated one, and you couldn't really make out the finer details. So that could actually get the entire case thrown out, and he could actually walk tomorrow, this report that I saw, which would be fantastic. TC fan, FBI is now labelled a domestic terrorist organisation. Well, it's going around that the FBI is just the Beijing Biden's thugs who does their bidding now. Apparently, they're not very well liked and respected anymore, from what I see articles all over the internet on. Okay, there we go. Salty Skippy. The evidence was kept from the defence, voiding the trial. It will be declared a mistrial if the jury doesn't find him innocent. That's good. And then I guess if it's a mistrial, I don't know if it goes back again for another trial. I've got no idea with new jurors and anything. I just hope he just walks tomorrow, guys. A free man, or yeah, well, he's a man now. He's a kid when this happened. Cine Studios, Salty Skippy. Yep, everything is pointing to that. The judge already screamed at the prosecution so many times for blatant violations of the law. Yeah, by the sounds of it, the judge was on Rittenhouse's side. Definitely on his side, I reckon. Yeah, he was standing up for Carl Rittenhouse, which was very interesting to see. Okay. Who do we have here? Oh, excuse me. Yep, but indeed, the FBI are not doing themselves any favors, not at all. Yeah, they aren't really regarded. I watched an interview with an FBI agent, and he was from like the 80s, and it was definitely all about upholding the law, protecting American values and the citizens. And then they got a new head or director, and basically he moved everyone to being a pencil pusher and just doing the bidding of the government and not really upholding the values of the FBI. And that's when it all started to go downhill. And he said they don't want really good agents on the ground anymore. It's just people, they moved everything to Washington DC, and it was just there to do the serving of the government. Pretty much what they want, they just jump and do it. It's not about what they used to be about. Phantom HD, they couldn't find the first gun and the skateboard. Yes, I assume they went missing somewhere. Okay. The burglar lost 90% of his bicep. He's Jack Black from the Bruce Willis movie The Jackal, the guy that holds up the pack of cigarettes. So that's a good movie, actually. Yep. So yeah, yeah, 90% of his bicep. Yeah, well, we'll teach him for beating up a kid and drawing your gun on a child. Yeah, you get what you deserve. You got to be held responsible for your actions. If you do stupid things like that, what do you expect is going to happen? It's a bummer I couldn't find everything else that I found today, but I will bring it up when we do the big Carl Rittenhouse show. I'll find absolutely everything. This no doubt will be demonetized, this show yet again, because apparently if you mention Mr. Rittenhouse, it all gets demonetized and buried down the memory hole or even removed. Yep, Auslander would surprise me if the first gun and the skateboard ended up on eBay. Yeah, yeah, that'd be interesting. Um, yeah, what else do you guys want to talk about before we go? Because I'll probably wrap it up in about 10 minutes. 'Cause I'm starting to get a bit horsey and lose my voice a little bit. What do you guys think? Will he walk, or will he get charged on one or more of these trumped up charges. So, what do you guys think? I think it could go either way. He'll either walk or they will. I reckon they'll find him guilty on one or maybe two charges. He may get time served and get to go home, or he may also spend a couple of years in jail. I really don't know. It could go either way. So, Salty Skipper thinks free man walking. I hope you are right. It will be awesome. So the verdict may come out Australian time tonight, late tonight. Who knows? Um, uh, okay, DC. Aaron's lost half his super chat fund now. Why is that? Um, I don't know if I have. I got no idea. Uh, Rob's woodworking. He should walk. Definitely, definitely. If they find him guilty, I honestly think America will implode. Yeah, I definitely think it'll be bad if he is found guilty because it will be just for wokeism, and that's for sure. That's the only reason I can think. And he should be suing. Rittenhouse should be suing all the mainstream media because he is the way they portrayed him. They're calling him a murderer, accusing him of all this stuff, trashing his name like that. You know, they went way overboard with victimizing him and getting all that into everyone's heads. So no doubt for the last year, the people on the jury has seen all that, and who knows if that's affecting their decision. The mainstream media has gone out of their way. They've been once again absolutely disgusting creatures. The media, Australian media, exactly the same. They keep portraying him as an evil kid. They've jumped on the bandwagon. It's been unbelievable. So hopefully he can become a very rich man by suing the living crap, just like the guy who they sued CNN for millions upon millions, tens of millions of dollars over that peaceful protest with his high school kids and way the media treated him. But they obviously don't learn from their mistakes. Uh, Jack Daniels, well, here's a helping fun when they demonetize. Thank you very much. I really do appreciate your super chats, guys. Yeah, it really does help out the show, and yeah, I really do. Thank you. Yeah, it means a lot to me that you guys enjoy our weekly live streams. I really do. Um, uh, Sarah, he should be free to walk either way. He will be a marked man. Yeah, well, actually, that druggo meth addict from was it George Floyd? His mates were actually caught intimidating and trying to trying to intimidate the jury members. They were following them and found out where they lived, and now they had to have police guards outside their home because they were trying to get to the jury, and they're all a part of that Black Lives Matters garbage. So yeah, that just how low these people get. I can't believe people support Black Lives Matters and Antifa and all that garbage. It's just sickening. How stupid do you have to really be to support that crap? Yeah, Matt. Sick of hearing the prosecutor calling them protesters. They are fucking rioters and deserve to be shot. Well, they not protesters. Protesters are peaceful guys, like you saw down in Melbourne, with people walking along and with families and that, and with a few placards. That's protesting. Yeah, burning a city down is not protesting. That is vandalism and domestic terrorism, if you ask me. I don't understand why they weren't all rounded up and arrested for everything. Uh, Billy D, yeah, they're all calling everything these days is a white supremacist. Everything. Um, yep. So that's their new go-to insult now. Something they don't agree with. They are a white supremacist. So, guys, anything else you want to talk about, guns or anything, before we call it a night? I'm starting to lose my voice here. So I might just keep this one tonight down to about an hour. I do want to thank the NSC again for sponsoring this show. Very kind of them. And please sign up to the NSC for your genuine reason for owning a firearm. And they will help you out. They've helped out dozens of firearm owners who are members when they have gotten into strife. So please go and take a look. Either give them a donation to help their legal funds. They do have, we'll have them on the show very soon, and they're talking about a big court case that um, they have just been a part of to help a victimized shooter who's actually in this live stream. So we will be talking with them about that coming up very soon. So please go and see them. It'll be really go and sign up with them for their organisation. So to me, they are the only organisation that really does anything. I find, excuse me, that that is really worth joining. So what else do we have here? Uh, Andy, have you heard anything more about the CZ515s coming in? No, nothing. You just don't hear anything from half these companies about their guns. So no, I know people have just had a guts full of CZ now. The amount of people who I've talked to in the gun shops and that, and said they've just had a guts full of CZ, no communication. I've still got mine. Yeah, it's a good enough gun. I've been offered, people have been offering me to buy mine. I've saw them go for like $1,800 second hand, 1850. So people want them, and there's just no word at all. But I will double check this week, guys, and see when they're coming in. Thank you very much, Neil. I do try and do a good show. It's a little bit hard by yourself trying to read this, trying to get stuff up on the screen. I'm a bit pissed off that this thing happened with Google. I actually thought I'd lost my channel for the second time. And I want to thank everyone. We have reached 10, I've clawed back 10,000 subscribers since YouTube took my first channel down. So we've got 10,000 subscribers back out of the 12,500. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. But I'm assuming all you guys are subscribed. So it's really good. And I want to thank all of you guys for actually making it happen. It is awesome. You've yeah, uh, 10,000 subscribers back, and I just love to see more come on board. That's for sure. And I keep getting asked about when I'm going to do more gun reviews. What am I going to do? Gun review, very selected gun reviews. And as I said, I got that carbon fiber gun coming up. I'll do over Christmas, which will be really good. I've done a bit of research on it. So a few of those will be coming out, but I'll be very selective. The importers that have snobbed me and said bad things and trashed me, I won't be promoting their guns. I'll leave other people to give them free advertising, but it won't be coming from me. But I'll be very selective. And once again, when I get lent a gun, I'm probably the only reviewer that actually tells you where the guns come from, so you can make your own mind up on it. I'm not going to bullshit you about saying that it's all independent and all that sort of crap, like a lot of people on the internet say. I highly recommend. I know I probably shooting myself in the foot, but yeah, I wouldn't believe any of these reviews, not just guns, but tools and everything. I wouldn't believe half of them because most people get help from um, importers and distributors. I know that for a fact because they've told me. And it just doesn't happen in the gun industry. It happens in all sorts of industries. Geez, hundreds more. I've hardly even got. I've just gone down to the bottom now. Uh, uh, so, okay, we got another troll by the sounds of it. Brian McClang. Oh, here we go. What do you guys think? Is he a troll? Don't make Carl your tool. And Oh, here we go. Here's another one. And instead of hoping Carl can get on with somewhat of his life, he will just become another tool for you to use. Okay, well, if that's your mentality and the way you think, good luck to you. Not at all. I hope he gets off and he has a full, rewarding life and he gets compensated for being victimized. So, yep. Uh, I don't know if you're a troll or not. We'll open it up to the good people in the stream, whether he is a troll. Uh, yeah, TC fan. Brian McClung is the tool here, off with his head. Alrighty, again, it's a bit rough, but yep, people aren't liking him. Yeah, yeah, I don't think people want him around. Okay, so we'll have to find him up here, and here we go. Here we go. He's still going. Read faster and move on. I'll tell you what I will do. I will move a bit faster and get rid of you. Go on. There we go, guys. You've spoken. We got rid of the ass clown right on 1 hour. Awesome stuff. That is definitely gone. So, guys, I am going to wrap it up here. I am getting a bit horsey in the throat, and yeah, so I will thank all of you guys for coming on and supporting us tonight. It has been great for a bit of a chat, and I'll get a lot of the stuff up again, and I'll go over a few things next week as well. So, and we'll definitely have a we should have the verdict within the next day or so. So we'll be able to see what actually has happened to the poor guy, whether he is a free man and he's at home with his family. So, guys, have a fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you get out and have a lot of fun shooting this weekend. I may even get out myself and take a few shots. And if I do, I will post it up and show you what I've been shooting. I want to take my Sulan arms out for another run and put that new scope on that one of you guys sent me and give that a go. So, guys, have a great week. Thank you for joining us. Give it a thumbs up. Head on over, if you could, to my other channel, Building Stuff Australia. And so give it a thumbs up. Head on over. Yeah, to Building Stuff Australia and subscribe my second channel. I'll just bring it up here. Shameless plug. I've got to do this because I just need you guys to subscribe. So if you could head on over to this here, Building Stuff Australia, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm building that massive shed and yeah, the new Shooting Stuff Australia headquarters. So if you could please head on over and do that, I'd really appreciate it. I need more subscribers. I need people watching the actual videos. I'd love to get monetized, and I'm actually now editing the full video of the actual construction of the shed. So I've got a couple of videos to come out, and then it's the really big, long one, and I'll be teaching you guys how to build a shed. If you've never done it before, I'll run you through the process, and hopefully you can learn something. Because I'm trying to teach people how to do a lot of this stuff for themselves, and yeah, I hope you guys like it. So, guys, have a great week, and I shall see you this time next week. Take care and have a good weekend.